Hello and welcome to Nordnet and this follow-up on thin film. Through Zoom, we are joined by Kevin Barber, CEO for Thin Film. Last time we spoke with Kevin was in September. My name is Roger Berntsen. Before we move on, it's important to know that this session shall not be considered as investment advice. As always, our focus is to learn more about the company, this specific company and its underlying industry. So, Kevin, first of all, I will thank you for joining us today. I will now leave the next 10 to 15 minutes to you, so you can take us through the latest developments within Thin Film, and thereafter we will wrap things up with a Q&A session. So when you're ready, it's your turn.
Well, thank you, Roger, for your invitation to the Nordnet meeting here, and it's our pleasure to give you an update on what we've been able to accomplish and what our plans are going forward since the update we gave this past September. So Thin Film is focused on energizing innovation for wearable devices and connected sensors. And we're very excited about this new strategy that we announced this past February of 2020 and what we've been pursuing ever since. Our focus is on delivering superior energy density and longer life into the micro battery market by delivering premium performance batteries compared to the alternative rechargeable batteries that are lithium ion. We intend to deliver batteries that have 2 times the energy density, 3 times the lifetime and recharging cycles. And the chemistry is fundamentally safer than a liquid electrolyte lithium ion battery. We'll be doing that with our steel technology that has been proven in our factory in San Jose, California, by deploying well-established stacking technologies from the semiconductor industry and bringing our existing roll-to-roll facility to bring scale and production capability to building batteries for very exciting market opportunities. We're addressing really unique market requirements where form factor, energy density for markets such as wearables are critically important for these on-body applications. We're focused on delivering long lifetime and reliability to the hearables and connected sensors market, where warranty cost and system lifetime is a critical part of their offering. And so our focus continues to be what we gave the update. And the market that we're focused on is the micro battery market, and it's our entry market as we begin to develop and deliver on the batteries this coming year. They're established markets, they're growing markets, and they're well aligned to our capability and our factory and our capacity and capabilities. In total, we see this micro battery market around 1 billion units, and we will focus initially on the segments on the left of this slide, which are the hearable market, about 350 million units per year, in the medical wearable market, about 150 million units per year in a wide variety of applications. And we see the opportunity there to have our initial focus as a result of the premium pricing we see, where differentiation of technical performance of the battery is critically important. It's a focus market. There will be direct sales to leading OEMs. There is a handful of very important customers we've spoken to multiple times in the past several months. And this opportunity to take advantage of our capability to build customized batteries that are not a standard shape or size, but rather fit a battery into their form factor is a real opportunity in these space-constrained applications. And over time, then, we'll expand into a broader set of markets, also in micro batteries, employing sports and fitness wearables in a wide variety of connected sensors, where we expect to engage with partnerships and a broader customer base and move most likely to a more standard product basis. As a reminder, what I showed this past September, what is it that Thin Film is bringing to deliver these innovations to the marketplace? And first, it starts with the chemistry, and we're bringing an analyst solid-state chemistry that's a well-established chemistry. We were able to demonstrate that this past year, and that achieved its entitlement energy within the initial months of our engagement. We're bringing our proven stainless steel manufacturing and technology capability and its ability to thin down to very thin substrates, which enables the volumetric energy density which we intend to deliver. We've shipped millions of units off this factory capability with our prior strategy of EAS devices. And so we know we can produce electronic devices on steel reliably and in high volumes. We're bringing innovative cell stacking, and I'll show you what that looks like in our first battery design, which allows us to deliver in its final package form factor these thin form factor batteries with high energy densities, leveraging the moisture resistance hermeticity of the steel itself. And finally, our ability to deliver volume is critically important for these markets. These markets need to be served by multiple millions of units of supply, and we have the factory capable of doing that. So recent achievements since we last spoke in September, we're very happy to announce that we've designed our first battery product into beginning the development of that based on the conversations we've had with these many customers, more than 24 customers we've spoken to. We've signed our initial agreements, evaluation agreements, and we expect to do more of those in the coming months. The process enhancements are now well defined and what the steps and plan is to deliver this product, which has an energy density up to 600 watt hours per liter. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. And then based on this initial product and these process enhancements, it will provide to us a platform, a technology and product platform that we can design and deliver other battery products specific to what our customers are looking for their application. Important to delivering all of this is we've hired two very important battery experts in the last couple months. I'm very excited about having announced last week. First, Luis Gallardo to lead our operations team to bring up our roll-to-roll factory. Luis comes with years and years of building battery factories with roll-to-roll equipment and manufacturing capability, as well as having been in semiconductor operations as well, and many of what thin film's approach to manufacturing includes semiconductor style manufacturing equipment. And so Luis brings a deep and long experience that'll be very helpful for where we're pursuing our activity this year. Second is Tim Powers, who we've hired from another microbattery company, focus on very much the same markets we are targeting, the hearables, the wearables, the connected sensors market. And Tim has deep technical knowledge of the batteries, of the companies that we're talking to and their technical requirements and their commercial business. And so both for operational as well as go-to-market, we've brought some strong battery expertise to the team. So we've, as I've said, talked to many customers, and the feedback has been very consistent. It's been very exciting around their interest in what we can bring to their technology and products in the market. In the hearable space, what we've learned is lifetime is critically important as they incorporate rechargeability into these applications. They want these batteries to last at least 3-4 years. And that requires more than 1,000 cycles, which solid-state lithium technologies can deliver, while lithium ion is typically limited to 300 to 400 cycles and not achieving the OEM's requirements. And this shows up in their warranty and service expenses. In the wearable space, we've consistently been seeing applications where they just simply need a smaller battery that fits their energy requirements and has flexibility to meet the shape options they need for their applications. And in the sensor market, the idea of partnering with wireless charging, energy harvesting, to enable a long life application that is deploy and forget is another really great opportunity as we move into the connected sensors opportunities. So moving a little bit more into specifically the hearing aids, where we will see some of our initial engagements. You know, this is a market that has high prices and high performance expectations. They need to improve the functionality continuously to differentiate themselves, adding Bluetooth, adding streaming audio, and they need higher capacities. But it's a perfect fit for our technology where they are form factor constrained and need to be able to deliver this energy in a smaller and smaller space. And the second trend that's happening in the hearing aid market is the use of rechargeable batteries is growing very rapidly. And so that the timing for thin film to introduce a high performance rechargeable battery into this application is a very good time. Historically, it's been the market using single-use zinc air button cells, but increasingly they're using rechargeable batteries, and today their only real option is lithium-ion button cells, which, as I said, have low lifetimes and inadequate energy density. We've discussed our technology with all 5 of these leading hearing aid companies, have had multiple deep technical and commercial conversations, and we're very excited about their interest in our technology going forward. On the bottom, you can see the comparison in volumetric energy density between the leading lithium-ion competitors' coin cell batteries that are applied to this market, and our first design, which is on the right. And then on the line, you see that typically the lithium-ion has somewhere in the 300 watt-hours per liter energy density. And we intend to have our initial product deliver somewhere between 500 and 600 watt-hours per liter. And for this market, this is a very, very important improvement in energy density and volume. You can see the shape is different. The battery we will deliver is going to be square. The battery will have its terminals on the ends rather than the top and the bottom. And the feedback we've gotten from our customers is this is a much more preferred format to implement batteries. This shape is more typical for electronics to be put onto electronic boards. The terminations being more surface mount technology compatible with the terminations on the end is more typical. And so it's going to enable more ease of use for implementation and ease of implementation with its shape. And so we're very excited to be able to deliver a new form factor into this market. So going a little deeper, this then leads to this product platform that will be able to build multiple products. So we've completed a number of things necessary to begin that process. I'll show you on the next slide the schedule of the activities then that we'll develop the actual product with, transfer it to our roll-to-roll line to be ready for volume manufacturing, while in parallel, continuing to engage customers to define their specific products in addition to this initial product we've defined and throughout this year. And on the right, you can see then a cutout of this actual battery we've designed and what is inside. And if very faintly, you can barely see, but there's layers and layers of then the cells that we manufacture on the roll-to-roll line that then we singulate and then stack into this final product format and then encapsulate and have it ready to be sold to our customers. And so it's a very exciting technology for us. So those are the things we've been up to this past number of months, these past, I guess, 5 months. And now here's where we're going forward into 2021. And so customer engagement will continue throughout the year as we broaden and deepen our engagements with them. And we will plan and focus on driving additional signed agreements. We have defined a platform, a product technology platform that we will build these initial batteries with, and having designed and taped out our first battery product. We then will develop the integration of the modules we've been working on last year. So last year was focused on building the building blocks necessary to build the battery. And now we'll be implementing that on our sheet line or development line, then develop this first product on the sheet line. We will then expect to have customer specific batteries that we can incorporate into the line later in the year. And then a key milestone is then our first product sampling in Q3 of 2021, where we will have that finished product available for our customers. In parallel, we will be bringing up a roll-to-roll line to prepare for higher volume production. And so we're now planning and integrating the equipment. We've begun to turn the equipment on again after having idled the factory 2 years ago with our pivot to a new strategy. And then we'll be bringing the tools up and transferring the battery technology from the sheet line and being ready then for the end of the year in Q4 for the initial production of batteries on the roll-to-roll line. So this is what we'll be focused on. This is our plan going forward for 2021. We'll be focused on producing premium products, moving out of the pure technology phase we were in last year, beginning to ramp our roll-to-roll line and preparing it to be able to build millions of units of production. And third, continuing to execute on our targeted market, go-to-market strategy, specifically form factor constrained markets, which we see across hearables and medical wearables and other form factor markets. And we see all of those markets growing strongly and really needing better performance than what's currently available in the market. So as I've done these prior 2 times, in my first presentation a year ago and then this past September, here's our execution plan. And I know, I like to keep score on how we're doing to show we're delivering what we've said. And so we said in 2020, we would file IP, we would build our first samples, we would sign our initial evaluation agreements. And then in addition, we've defined our product platform and done our first design tape out. And so we have established the building blocks in the last year as we planned to be ready now to move into 2021. And our plan I showed in more detail a couple of slides ago, but the key milestones for this year is to have our initial product ready in Q3 and to have our initial revenue of SSLB revenue in Q4 this year. And then that will then launch our 2022 plan. And the 2022 plan then is to go into production with customers. And we expect the sequence of that activity with customers to start with their qualification of our battery, their design in of our battery, and then they release their product into the marketplace. And we begin to ramp with them, shipping them batteries to support their product requirements. We expect then still, as we've forecasted in the past, to reach cash flow break even based on this demand by the end of 2022. One of the key learnings we've had in the past months is that the pricing is going to be higher in this segment than we had forecasted before. And so the break even point is actually lower in unit volume. We had initially forecast 10 million unit break even point, and now we're forecasting a 3 million unit break-even point to start to deliver positive cash flow. So that's a very interesting update from a financial point of view. So in summary, it's the same summary from September, but it remains an exciting opportunity, and we believe we are going to differentiate in energizing wearables and connected sensors markets. It's a big market, 1 billion units. It translates into premium pricing. We're now estimating that to be between $3 and $10 on these batteries that deliver performance improvements on energy density, lifetime, while being safe and being customizable. And based on those defendable technical differentiations, we will be able to be competitive. And over time, as we create additional demand, once the factory is full, the potential of the factory is to deliver very strong cash EBITDA over 100 million US per year. So that's my presentation, Roger. So I think we can turn it back to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin, for the update. As last time, we will run through some questions that I have. Hopefully we get another layer on everything you have said until now. So first of all, since we spoke in September, have everything gone as planned, or have there been any unexpected delays?
That's a good question. So I mentioned a little bit, our scorecard is on the slide where we've checked the boxes. And as we give updates, we'll continue to keep score. And I think what I would say is we have the building blocks that we've proven that we can now move forward with the activities we have in 2021. And so we've designed our first product. We've engaged very deeply with excited customers and have our initial agreements. And so we've done what we wanted to do. We have more to do, but we're satisfied where we are and what we plan to do. And so, yes, there's always challenges, but that's our job to manage through them and deliver on what we want to do.
So let's talk a little bit more about the hearing aid market. You're focusing on the hearing aid market. Why is this the right market to address at this stage? And a follow-up on that, what are the pros and cons of the different types of markets you can or will address in the future?
That's a great question, Roger. So hearing aids really is a truly form factor constrained application. So it needs more energy, it needs to be smaller, and those are the dimensions that we are able to provide beyond the alternative of lithium ion. And so that it's a great technical fit where we can truly differentiate. It's a growing established market, and so that's really exciting. We're not creating a market. It's not a market we need to create, and it's a growing market. And third, what's really great timing is this market has historically only used primary batteries, non-rechargeable batteries, and that is really starting to change. And they are beginning to increasingly incorporate rechargeable batteries in all of our conversations with them. That's on their roadmap to introduce more and more rechargeable applications. And so our timing is really good. We're not displacing a design. We're introducing our technology into their next generation products as they want to incorporate more and more rechargeable applications and increase the functionality with more and more capability in their hearing aids, which requires more energy. So it's just a great fit. It's great timing. The market is a good, sizable existing market, and it's growing. But I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave this topic to say we're not limited to focus on hearing aids. We've designed this initial product to be capable of being used in other markets. This is not limited to hearing aids, but we decided the dimensionality of it to ensure that it was capable of being used in the hearing aid market. So it's not to limit ourselves, but it was a leading input to this initial design. So
given the novelty of your product, I expect you need superior salesmanship skills to succeed. How difficult would you say it is to trigger the different OEMs out there?
Well, I think our conversations so far have been some pretty excited customers. They want, the customers that we're targeting want and need for their products these benefits that we're talking about. And so I don't want to say the product sells itself, but it starts with having a capability, having a product that they really need, and it's not just a commercial conversation that ultimately turns into pricing. Now, we need to be competitive on price, but it's not the first conversation. The first conversation is, what can you deliver for me that helps me build a better product? And that's a really great place to be. So sales becomes a technical conversation. That's why I'm excited that Tim has joined. He's a very technical business development guy who knows these markets very well, knows batteries very well. And so it's a technical sales engagement. It's a conversation about what can we do to meet your needs that you are not having met so far. And so that's where we want to focus. I think with time, Roger, as I mentioned, as we move across the slide of our markets into connected sensors, into some of these other bigger markets, not bigger, but more standard products, I think then sales will be a different model. But then we'll be established, we'll have proven products, and I think we'll be able to sell on our proven capabilities in a more substantive way. So I think it's an evolution of the company that we're looking at.
Exactly. You say you want to broaden your customers' engagement with additional agreements signed. What do you mean by signed agreements? Are you talking about letters of intent or more solid agreements?
Yeah, so that is absolutely our intention. These are commercial agreements. These are not just intention agreements. It'll depend on the customer what those terms are, but there'll be specific commercial agreements that talk about what our obligations are to deliver and what they're willing to commit to. I'm sure there'll be performance attributes in it that we need to perform certain things, and those specifics will vary by customer. But yeah, it's not let's keep talking agreements. It's agreements that we define how we want to work together commercially going forward.
So you're planning for volume ramp up in Q4 this year. In your view, what are the main risks, both short term and long term?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. The activity we have to do in front of us is to integrate the modules, the process and technology modules that we've developed these past months, and put them into this final product, this final battery, or batteries, multiple batteries. And so that's the major activity on the development side, and all the activity. We have a very strong plan. We have a clear plan of what we need to do. And the second thing is we need to turn on the roll-to-roll line and bring it up and qualify it. And we have a team focused on that in parallel to do that. And so those are the two big tasks, while commercialization is a parallel task. I would say that the large focus is on really the development of the product and the preparation of the factory to ramp volume. We have very strong plans and we have a very strong team, but now we have to execute. And so that, I don't want to say it's a risk, but that's the job ahead of us that we have to focus on. So that's where the action's at, is productization and factory preparation.
I have one final question, and that's about the competition. If you were to succeed big time, which we all hope you do, what will protect you from competition? Or putting onwards, can you give us a brief overview of the competitive landscape today?
Great. So we see our primary competitors as being alternative rechargeable batteries that can compete for rechargeable applications that we're focused on. And today that is primarily lithium ion. And so we see the true competitors that we need to win in the marketplace is the lithium ion rechargeable battery market, doing micro batteries, which are these round coin cell applications that are, primarily one and a couple primary suppliers in the world today. That's who we see as the primary competitor. And so how do we compete? It'll initially be on technical differentiation. And so it's why I emphasize those metrics so much, because we will win when we deliver a value the customer sees that they need in their application. And so it's on technical differentiation. It's on how we continue to improve our performance relative to our competition. It's not our strategy to be a commodity battery manufacturer. That's not where we are best suited to focus. Our focus will always remain on being technically superior as the alternative, and in markets that are plenty big enough to build a really great business. With a 1 billion unit market, there's plenty of volume to differentiate in, but it's about how do we stay ahead of the competition on performance, which are primarily energy density, lifetime, and reliability of the product in the marketplace. And so that's how we'll stay ahead and how we'll compete and how we'll win.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for your time. We will keep in touch. So later this year, we will have another follow-up, of course. And to everybody who has listened to this, I will thank you for that, and goodbye.
Well, thank you, Roger, and I'll look forward to speaking again soon. Thank you.